We got a big splash for you. When you talk about the American League Manager of the Year, and when you talk about probably one of the greatest things ever, former A's bench coach back in the day, Terry Francona is with us here on A's Cast Live. How are you? It's been a long time.
It's been a while, but it's always good to see anybody that spent any time in Oakland knows how close the group got. And it was 1 year, but the memories and the relationships seem like far more.
I know that year meant a lot to you in your career.
It did. It really did. Billy told me when I came there, he said, if we do well, you're probably going to manage again. And I remember him saying that, thinking, that's interesting. And he was right.
Yeah.
But Maka gave me a ton of responsibility being the bench coach, and we had a fun team, with Hudson and Zito and Mulder and Shavy and the guys and Miggy. It was a fun team, but it was a real good learning year for me.
We just honored a lot of those guys, the 02 team, because, right, the anniversary. And it's so funny. And you and your family have been in this game for so long that the A's have always, and still to this day, run like a family business. We have people who have worked with us. Keith Lippman just retired after 54 years.
I saw that.
Steve Vucinich after 52. It's just been that family atmosphere. And once you've been in that family atmosphere, for God's sakes, just a few minutes ago, your former player, now our manager, Mark Kotze, was in that seat talking about you. It's like when you've been around the A's, you understand it's like a family business.
It really is. I can remember so many day games where 20 of us, uniform people, not uniform people, we'd head to this bar and we'd eat and have hors d'oeuvres and laugh. It is a family atmosphere. Voos and the clubhouse kids. I mean, I still talk to those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. You're completely right about that.
When I think about one of the greatest things about your career, and we can talk about awards and we can talk about championships, but Mark Kotze just brought it up. You kind of got like the Bill Walsh coaching tree going on right now. You think of all the players that played for you, that have managed, that have coached, that have stayed in the game, that are in a front office. How proud are you of all these young men who played for you, learned under you, and then are now a big part of other organizations?
I don't know about the learning part. I probably learned as much from them as they ever learned from me. I think baseball's good that guys like that stay in the game, because the money that's made now, they don't have to. But guys like Kotz, Cora, Kapler, Cash, I mean, they're good for the game. They're hard to play against because they're smart baseball people, but it's really good for the game and it's healthy for the game.
We're always going to root for you, but this year, man, the way you guys played is a way that I think we all love. People who love baseball, we're so tired of the 4-hour strikeout, walk, home run game, the 3 true outcomes. When you guys were in town, Stephen Kwan's a Bay Area kid, so we had him on the program, and it's just like the way you guys play. How proud are you the way your guys play? You guys played baseball the way baseball's supposed to be played.
That comment right there made my day, because I am proud. But and our guys, I think, took a lot of pride, as they should, because you can't just do it sometimes. Do it right. You got to do it all the time, through frustration, through good times, through bad. And we have a lot of young players. And sometimes when you're trying to find your footing, in our league, it's easy to lose track of, I got to play the game the right way. And they did a really good. And you named Stephen Kwan. He is right at the top of the list. When we put this kid in our leadoff spot, we took off. And that's hard to do with a young kid in his rookie year.
Yeah, but you guys make a lot of contact. And, I think about the curse of the Bambino. You help break that. You could do that. If you could do that again in Cleveland, I mean, it's 1954 was the last time they won. You ever think about that?
Yeah, I get asked that all the time. And I guess my answer is it's not really my fault or anybody that my dad couldn't get it done. It's hard enough to win now.
Yeah.
But to your point, it would be awesome. There are so many. Cleveland's it's a Midwest. It's kind of where I grew up. I grew up about an hour and 20 minutes from there.
It's a cool town.
People are great. People are wonderful.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to celebrate, let them celebrate. That would be really cool.
Now, we've been doing that. We had Sam Fold on earlier today, former A, by the way, now the GM of the Phillies, and he can't talk about his new shortstop. You guys have just signed somebody. I know you can't talk about it, but adding the pieces and adding a little thump to the lineup, how big is that for you?
Hypothetically,
yes,
we really are looking for somebody to be a connector bat, like, a guy that can hit behind Hosey or, hit lefties, hit righties. So hypothetically, it's guys, we're looking for guys like that. That's about all I can say without getting in trouble.
Guy swings like Naylor, hits it really hard.
Yeah. Well, but we're trying to, we don't know what we're doing at catcher. Hedges is a free agent, and so he's earned the right to look around. That's his right. We love him. We love his defense, and we love the way he cares about the staff. Mayley went to the Reds, so we're going to miss him too. So there's things that we need to do. We just can't put names with them yet.
No, everybody's like that now. We totally understand. We just signed a player. We can't talk about it. It's just a reality of the business. Pitching from an old school standpoint, you've been successful with your starters. You've always been successful with your starters. For some reason, we've tried to get away from that. How much do you want to make sure you keep that going with the Indians? I mean, Guardians.
No, yeah, I do that too.
I know. I get scolded all the time.
Me too. I still get caught wearing my Indian stuff sometimes. Somebody say, "Hey, you can't wear that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." A couple things. One, I think we have a responsibility to put our players in the best position to succeed. If that's a guy pitching 5 innings, okay, we'll do it. We don't want to penalize guys though for being good workers. And we've been so fortunate. I've been here, this will be my 11th year now. Our starting pitchers work their rear ends off. And I'm not talking about just now, because guys like Bieber and Quantrill and Savali and Plesac and Tristan McKenzie, but it's going back to Kluber and Clevenger and Trevor Bauer, those guys. They worked hard. So when the season get to August, September, their gas tank wasn't on empty. So you know what? We let them pitch, and I think they learn how to get out of trouble by going through that lineup the third time. And sometimes it pays dividends, sometimes it doesn't. But you kind of live and learn. And like I say, try to put them in the best position to succeed.
Did it bother you guys? Because I know we talked about it in the off season, and our old closers now with the White Sox, and everybody was just crowning the White Sox. The White Sox, and these guys are going to win this, and some people they're going to win the American League, and they're going to represent the World Series. And did it bother you guys in the Central that everybody just said, "Oh, they're the team to beat. Nobody else has a chance"?
No, because I actually thought they were pretty good too. I really did. I thought they were good, and we kind of kept waiting for them to make that move. And we got into September, and they were starting to look like they were maybe going to, and we swept them in Chicago, and that really hurt them. I think, again, I don't think you can get too caught up in what's the perception is outside of what your room. In that clubhouse, we felt like we could win. We had a lot of young guys, but I'd look in the dugout and I'd be like, they're not backing down. They're okay. So, and that's what matters. So that's what we try to keep it as.
Let's end on this. This is the first time we've been able to get together. It was last time 2019 was in San Diego too. And as somebody that has so many relationships in this game, what is getting back and seeing everybody meant to you?
I'm so tired of Zoom.
Oh,
I'm so tired of Zoom. When we play a game of a national game and the announcers come in now, I'm like hugging them. Yeah. I like talking to people face to face. Part of what's fun about our game is the people in the game. I guarantee you, when I retire, I'm not going to miss the travel. I'm not going to miss the hotels, but God, I love the people in the game. They're just special people. And I've told guys I work with, I guarantee you, I hold the record for being around good people. I guarantee it. I've been everywhere I go. I've been around fantastic people. And just like we were talking about the year in Oakland, and I feel so fortunate for that.
Well, when that time comes that you retire, you're still going to have to travel to Cooperstown. I can guarantee that, because they're gonna put you in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's rightfully so. And I know this, that so many people still talk about you out west, out here with the Oakland A's. And it was just 1 year, but they talk about just what you meant and what a class act you are. And we're always going to be pulling for you, and we can't wait to see you during the season.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Thanks for your kind words. I feel the same way. Thank you.
Have a great Christmas, great holiday.
Thank you so much. You also.